grand opening, grand closing. It's been a while since I had to break out the gauntlet. You know what this means, right? You guys know what this means. I honestly didn't think as we get closer to the end of 2024, I didn't see this happening. I didn't think I had a Thanos snap someone. This particular person. I'm personally baffled, personally, because I don't know how she thinks she's on the right side of this conversation, but she escalated it. And who am I talking about? Cass. I don't know. It's something about this grifting movement that's preventing people from having common sense. Now, I'm not going to explain the situation. I'm going to play the video. I want her to explain it. Right? Some of you already know. A few of you that, pay attention also on Twitter. Some of you already know. But I will say a majority don't. And just like probably her audience, majority don't either. So I want you all to experience the introduction to the situation the same way her audience is introduced to it. Okay? I want to do that. So let me get my ugly ass off the screen, right? And allow the lady to explain this, and you'll see.
I didn't catch the night game. Wolf, take care of yourself, homie. Happy holidays. We got oof. You got Puerto Rock salt, baby. And I'm doing this just because he said some slick shit to me on Twitter. He was saying he went out of his way to challenge me to make a bet for $1,000. And I said, I agree, but with stipulations. And when I gave him the stipulations, he was not happy. He was not happy because he'd actually have to do something in order to possibly win $1,000. And when he said, hey, $1,000 or shut the fuck up, some people responded to that tweet. And he was like, yeah, I'm not going to have her grifting on my name. So guess what? Grift. We grifting, baby. We grifting on his name. And there's nothing he could do about it. He went light on him, Cass. I did. I thought it was fair. I thought it was being fair, but he really lashed out. I mean, I told him, hey, bro, like, you could PC game just as long as you do these same numbers on PlayStation that you did on PlayStation, which were ass, by the way, but I digress on that. But we got Puerto77, 60 frames, no lag, Astrobot Game of the Year Aftermath, upcoming games hype, Intergalactic.
All right, so at this point, this is where she's going to move on to the main point of her segment, which is the podcast, which everybody knows you can hop on the pod. Everyone could hop on the podcast. Everybody knows. I'm probably the last few content creators that are still willing to have conversations with any side in the community and debate, discuss, whatever is the tempo, purpose of the content. Everybody knows they have open mic on my channel. Everybody knows that. No one's restricted from my channel unless you're like racist or stuff, weird stuff, right? But if you a hardcore PC dude, hardcore Nintendo dude, hardcore Xbox dude, you want to say it with your chest. Hell, if she watched this podcast, Chaos Lounge is an Xbox dude, and then I had another dude who's a PC dude, came right out of the chat. He just simply messaged in the chat, hey, I'll hop on the podcast, set it up, he was on it. And now he's welcome anytime as a PC dude. So Cass, you know you can hop on the podcast. And if you're nervous because it's home advantage, actually I'll hop on your channel. I don't care. Anyway, you heard her side, right? So some of yous, from her perspective, right? There's a bet about $1,000. She didn't really discuss how the bet came from or what started it. She said some stipulations. And she's like, hey, you want this $1,000? You have to meet these stipulations, not speculations, stipulations. And she made it seem like I backed off, and it seemed fair. Okay. You made a point of griff. I can't stop the grift on my name, and you're absolutely right because it's free speech, it's your platform, whatever. But what I can do is what I do best, and that's expose the truth with receipts. I could have made this video about what happened on Twitter before that, but I didn't because it's gonna put you in a predicament, right? Which I didn't want to do it because I think it goes too far. But now that you did this, you're gonna have to answer up to the allegations now, right? And you'll see what I'm talking about. And I don't think you realize what you did. I hope, but now it's my turn. And like I said, I'm gonna do what I do best. I can't stop the grift, but what I can do, and I'm very well versed in this, is I get the truth out. And with the truth, people get exposed. And you're about to be exposed, Cass. At the end of this video, you're going to have to answer up on some charges. Or you could ignore it. But the internet will not forget. People will see this video and people will be like, oh shit. And they're going to question you. And you're going to ignore it and hopefully it just move along, or you're going to have to respond. But anyway, so where did this begin? Where did this whole situation begin? It begins with this right here. It actually begins with this. This is the beginning of the whole problem. It had nothing to do with her to begin with. Guys tweeted out, I'm on PC. And pretty much he was responding to people telling them that he's an Xbox dude. He's all about the console. And this was his reply to them saying that, he's not with the console no more. He's going to primarily be a PC gamer. I think he wants to get the 5090. So he's going to fully embrace. I mean, he has a gaming PC now. I think a 2070, if I remember you saying. But he's going to go all in on PC simply because of the decision Microsoft made with the console. He sees it, right? Took him longer, right? Because I've been said to the community what was happening to Xbox, right? But anyway, he's going to go all PC. I think he's going to go big with the 5090, right? And I believe him. When he gets that 5090, it's going to be a beast, right? Anyway, I quote tweeted Gas and I said, as you can see on the screen, I would make the same decision if Sony goes day and date across the board and put their consoles on the back burners like MS is doing with their own consoles. And that's not that statement you see right there. That's not a new statement. It's not like it's an epiphany. I said that for years. From the moment there was even talk about putting games on PC. Just the mere talk. Like Microsoft didn't even commit to that. I remember talking about on podcasts that if the future completely changes, I already said that, right? And I said that multiple times on this podcast. So this is not a new thing, right? Okay. Again, you see that, right? So now you're all wondering, how did Cassie get involved, right? Well, she made a quote tweet on that, and here you go. This is her, right? You can see on the bottom my tweet, and then this is her, and this is what she said. She said, no, you won't, laugh out loud. Sony has been habitually line stepping with you ponies for years, and you just keep drawing a new line. A new threatening to leave goalposts. Shit or get off the pot. So first, the mistake that it's not a new line. I've been said that for years. Cass, the truth is I've been far ahead of this game long before you're grifting. I don't even know why you even tried to talk about it's a new goalpost. I'm not saying you should be watching my content or whatever, but don't make definitive claims. I've been said that for years, right? A lot of stuff that's happening was discussed on my channel, discussed on Twitter. I've been said if Sony goes day and date, it's really going to PC. I've been told people from the day Microsoft announced their PC strategy in 2019, I told people, just go to PC. They're going to put their console on the back burner. I'm telling you, you're going to get the console gamers are going to get the shorter end of the stick with this strategy. Your console is going to be on the back burner. They're not going to put the focus of effort like you think you are. And everybody call me a fanboy, whatever. And now look, it's 2024. Something I warned gamers, Xbox community in 2019 is happening. And now everybody's pissed. So, Colt, Cass, you're off the mark on that one. But to the audience now, this is how this whole thing began. It began because of her. For whatever reason, right? She entered the conversation. The funny part is, if you listen to her side of the story, I'm the one saying some slick shit. Because you heard her. She's doing the grift on YouTube because I said some slick shit. Yet, this is her. She entered the arena. So, okay. If you want to enter the arena, fine. Fine, enter the arena. But I was like, I'm not gonna play this grifting bullshit. This little nonsense that they're doing in the community. I'm not doing that. So I just said, you know what? If you really believe, this is what I want to know. If you really believe in what you believe, Cass, this is how we're doing it. We're gonna put some money on it. I want to know if you're sincere in your grift, or if you're just trying to get the algorithm. So I quote tweeted her and I said, $1,000 bet that if Sony goes day and date across the board, just like Microsoft on PC, I'm out. Put your money or shut the fuck up. And talk to Post Up or Next Gen. They can vouch that I pay my bets when I lose. What say you? So simple. If you want to make these claims about no, I won't, meaning I'll still play on consoles, even though all the games are day and date PC, I'm not going to play those games on PC. You know what it is. It's a simple thing. If you really believe that, and it's not a grift, it's not trying to, chase the algorithm, not trying to get them likes. If that's your true statement, believe in yourself. Put that $1,000 up. Simple. Right? So now all of you are seeing the full scope and the full story of what's happening, right? And you can tell this is not what she presented, right? She partially presented that. This is what the bet is. PlayStation goes day and date across the board, just like Microsoft. So Intergalactic Heretic Prophet day one, Wolverine day one, X-Men in the future day one, whatever. Whenever they do it, it's just normal. Kind of like the relationship with Xbox consoles and PC. Indiana Jones and Stalker and Fable, everything's there. There's nothing, no separation between the two. Fully integrated. You can't tell one apart of the other. It's all everything, right? She says that I won't do it. So, all right. Commit to what you believe in. Because I commit to what I believe in. That's why I said $1,000. Because I'm not losing $1,000. Because I commit to what I say. I know who I am, right? Okay. So, with that said, she responds to this tweet twice. 2 quote tweets. I'm going to show you the first one, right? This is the first one. So first, and like I have to say, the first sentence is kind of like a Xbox fanboy strategy. So one strategy, Xbox. I'm not saying she's an Xbox fanboy. I'm not saying that. But I have a feeling Xbox fanboys are on her channel, right? Because, as the saying goes, when birds flock together, birds of a feather flock together, she's adapting strategies from these dumbass fanboys. And I can only imagine she's doing it because they're around her, And what I mean by that is, look at her first statement. Her first statement now is a totally new conversation, right? She replies with, so PlayStation is going day and date then, huh? Because you've been saying otherwise for a while now. So this is a first tactic, right? To try to create a new scenario, because that's a whole new argument, all right? I'm not the one advocating for day and date that they're going to do it. All I said was that if they do it, I know the steps on, what to do, right? That's it. That's really what the convo is. And it comes out the bit. But I ignored that part because that's a classic Xbox fanboy tactic to try to create a whole new argument out of the original point. So she's trying to escape this, but no, I'm sorry. You're not going to escape this. And then also don't pretend you didn't ghost me on a bet I proposed, but I'm open to this bet with stipulations. I remember she tried to bet me on something stupid. I'm like, I'm not betting on this stupid shit. And I just moved on. But she says she's proposed to this bet, but with stipulations. So I'm like, all right. She has the stipulations. Maybe some details, maybe some refinement, lateral limits, who knows? So then, after that, a few hours later, the second quote tweet. Because remember I told you she does 2 quote tweets on the same post. And this is it right here. She has a screenshot of the stipulations, and this is a screenshot to the right of what you see is my water year. So she replies with, I'm calling cap, but if you about that shit, then be about that shit. So in this list right here is the stipulations, and then she used this my wrap up as, you know, supporting document for one of the stipulations. So pay attention to one of the stipulations. This is 534 hours played. So that's an important part, right? Now, of course, you're not going to be able to see the stipulation on this screen. I have it here. So now this is where it's going to get crazy, right? This is where it's going to get crazy, right? And this is the main reason why I didn't put it on this channel. The stipulations you're going to see is wild. And I left it alone. But now she escalated it. So now we're doing this. Cash, you're right. I can't stop the grifting, but what I can do is expose the truth. And because the truth's about to be exposed, there's going to be some allegations on you. And you're going to have to answer up. And you're going to see. You're going to see the allegations. You're going to see. You're going to have to answer up to this. Or you could ignore it. But once the community sees this, there's going to be some pressure on you. And you're going to have to figure it out. So let's start with her. This is her. Let's start with her everything. So she starts with Puerto77 $1,000 to become a PC gamer bet. Laugh out loud. Stipulations are based upon PlayStation officially going day and date with PC. So the first stipulation. PR77 must sell away his PS5 console to a company that can provide a sales receipt, cannot sell giveaway to family or friends. This must be shown as proof. This is where his PC journey gaming will start from this point for 1 year. All right. So weird descriptor. Doesn't even make sense. Not really a big deal. It's just weird. Because number one, I go to GameStop. I turn in my console, and apparently trading in my console, selling my console is the start of the PC journey. But the start of the transition of PC should be getting a PC. But anyway, really, all you did was helping me win the bet. And I don't think you understand that. That actually helps me win the bet. If anything, you want me to keep my PS5. Because the bet is, think about what the bet is. The bet is, if PlayStation goes day and date, I'm doing everything on PC. So you actually want me to stay with the PS5. Because if I still play on the PS5, then technically I didn't go the PC route. And you would win the bet. But you want me to get rid of the PS5, which makes it easier to play on PC because that's the only device I would have. So your number one stipulation actually helps me win the bet. And I don't think you realize that. You from your perspective, let's say if the situation was reversed, right? I want you to keep your PS5 because it's on you to have the discipline to stay on PC and not play on your PS5, because as long as you play on your PS5 and it shows you're still playing on it, I win the bet. Because you're supposed to move away from it. So the first one's weird. Second, what if Sony goes day and date during the PS6 gen? And I already stopped playing my PS5, but I have a PS6. You see what I'm saying? So the first stipulation is weird, but it's not that bad. It's not big of a deal. It's a little inconvenience to me because number one, you know, I don't have a PS1, but I have my PS2, PS3, PS4, and now I have my PS5 and the PS5 Pro. You know, I want to keep the collection, but now all that is just an inconvenience on being a collector. Because after the year, I would have to now go back and buy a PS5 just to put it on and stuff. But not really a big deal. It's weird, but not really a big deal. Where it really gets weird is stipulation number 2. Okay? This is stipulation number 2. PR77 cannot game on a console of any kind or Nintendo product for 1 year. So this is the first allegation. This is the first charge you're going to have to answer up to. What does Nintendo have to do with this bet? How does Nintendo or any other console now come into play? That's your first. You now going to have to explain how PlayStation going day and date, and I'm saying, hey, now that PlayStation's day and date across the board, it's all unified, it's all the same ecosystem. Playing on PC, I'm not missing out on anything because everything's there. The day is there. Wolverine, intergalactic and all games, all there. Steam day one, boom, got it. Where does Nintendo come into this? How is Nintendo even at play? If let's say Apple decides to make a console and says, yeah, now we're in a console game, total new player in the game, and they have exclusives, AAA banging exclusives. Apparently, I can't buy an Apple console, even though Apple has nothing to do with PlayStation. So that's your first charge now. So you did this to yourself. You need to answer up on how does Nintendo even become part of this bet. Doesn't even make sense. First charge, first allegation you're gonna have to beat. Here's the second one. Now this is literally the only one that does make sense. This one was like, yeah, this absolutely makes sense, right? Because it goes in line with the heart and the intent of the bet, which is number 3. PR77 was produced the same numbers gaming-wise on PC that he does on PlayStation. 2024 wrap-up will be what he is held to numbers-wise. Absolutely makes sense, right? Because I could buy a PC, even a Beats PC, but if I don't actually play it and put in the hours, then technically I'm not on PC. Because technically speaking, simply owning the PC doesn't mean you embrace PC or whatever. Like right now, technically speaking, I am on PC. My very laptop is a Nitro 5 gaming PC. It's literally a gaming PC. So by right of owning it, yeah, you could say I'm a PC, but I don't really play it. I don't. And plus the fan is loud as hell when it's just a bad experience. You know, obviously I need a actual gaming desktop. But your point absolutely makes sense. That's where the screenshot of my wrap-up comes into play, 534 hours, meaning I have to at least accumulate 534 hours of gaming PC time. That absolutely makes sense. Absolutely makes sense, right? And that prevents you losing the bet simply by saying, oh, look, I got a PC. See, therefore I win the bet, give me my $1,000, but then I just put it in a closet. So that actually is the only thing that makes sense. Good to go. Number 4, this one's not even, you can't even categorize number 4 as weird. This one is shady and it's bad. So this is allegation number 2 that you have to answer up. And this one's a serious one. The Nintendo one is weird, and you're going to have to explain that weird whole Nintendo one. But this one is the real reason why I wanted to avoid this. Because this one's going to put your character, who you are, your integrity in question. That's how bad this is. And this one, you're really going to have to answer up. Because this will call out who you are as a person. Because when I saw this one, I'm like, this one's trying to be slick and she's trying to get over on me. Now, I don't know who your friends are in real life. Maybe your friends in real life aren't that smart and you get over on them. But I felt you try to get over on me. And I didn't like that at all. I'm going to show you what stipulation number 4 is. It says right here, PR77 cannot appear online or unlock PSN trophies for 1 year after PS5 console sale confirmation. Okay, and then I'm going to finish off the rest of the thing, right? So the rest of your stipulation is, or not even rest of your stipulation, but your closing arguments, all right? It says, failure with any of these stipulations for 1 year's time will result in PuertoRock77 losing this bet and paying $1,000 to Cult Classic Cage through PayPal or Cash App. Success in these stipulations for 1 year's time will result in Puerto Rocks receiving $1,000 through PayPal Cash App. If you're about abandoning PlayStation, right, which goes back to the first allegation, why is Nintendo involved? But all right, if you are about abandoning PlayStation for PC, if they go day and date, then be about that shit. Okay, all right. So anyway, let's go back to number 4. PR77. This is a stipulation. I want you to pay attention to the fine print, folks. I cannot appear online or unlock PSN trophies for 1 year after the PS5 sale console confirmation. So once I get rid of the PS5 and I do everything and I got my PC, the first stipulation, get rid of the PS5, accomplish. The second stipulation, which, Cass, you got to answer up. What does Nintendo have to do with it? But let's say I still follow it. All right, fine. I'm not playing anything Nintendo or any other console for a year, right? And to be honest, I don't know how would you be able to enforce that, because I could privately play the console offline. Like I could play Nintendo Switch offline and you would never know. But I'm going to be real. I'm going to keep it honest. I keep to my word because that's really all you got to prove that point. I keep to my word. I don't touch other console. Hell, I go to my family's house. I go to my brother's house. He's like, yo, let's play some Madden, play some baseball. I be like, can't, bro. I'm in a bed. I can't touch that console. I stay true to my word. Stipulation number 2. Number 3, I'm playing PC. I'm accumulating the hours. People are seeing my Steam library now filling up because I got nothing on Steam, right? But now you're seeing all these PlayStation first-party games day and day being bought on Steam, and you see me playing them, and I'm beating them. So I'm hitting all 3 wickets. This is where it gets shady. The 4th wicket, the 4th stipulation says, I cannot appear online or earn a trophy. I'm going to show you guys something. This is from the PlayStation website right here. Right here. PlayStation PC. First question. Do I need an account for PlayStation Network to play PlayStation games on PC? And the answer is some PlayStation Studio games on PC require an account for PlayStation Network to access certain modes or features. Now, if you paid attention, those who really paid attention, now Sony is forcing just to even play the game. You have to log on. Every PC gamers know that, and a lot of PC gamers backlash on that. They don't want to log on to another account to play PlayStation games, and Sony said, no, you're going to do it. So many games are restricted in the world, around the world. You know, even though they have Steam, they can't play the game because those regions don't have a PSN logon. But the regions that do, you will log on or you're not playing the game. Okay? The second, we're going to go back to the second one, right? We're going to go back to, again, PlayStation. This is their site. Where is it at? Here we go. Do PlayStation games on PC have trophy support? Some PlayStation Studio games on PC now offer trophies via the PlayStation overlay. And we're seeing more and more games have trophy support. So now, look at the 2 things that is provided on PC. One, you have to now log on. So you literally have to log on to your PlayStation account. And number 2, the games have trophy support. So when you play the games on PC, you're going to earn trophies. Let's go back to her stipulations. Again, she says PR77 cannot appear online or unlock PSN trophies for 1 year after the PS5 console sale confirmation. So now that catch-all is simply this. Imagine this. I do everything, the first 3 stipulations. Now I'm on PC. Let's say Intergalactic Heretic Prophets is day and day. So I buy it on Steam. I install it and I'm playing it. In order for me to play Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet, I have to log on. There you go. I lost the bet. Because I logged on to the PlayStation Network. And then on top of that, the game will have trophies. So as I'm doing the stuff, beating the levels, I'm going to accumulate trophies. I lost the bet. That stipulation number 4, I will lose the bet because I'm playing games on PC. And that's where I'm like, this girl thinks I'm an idiot. She literally created a stipulation that if I play a PlayStation game on PC, I lose the bet. And the whole point of me going to PC is because I would be able to play PlayStation games day and date on PC. So this leads me to believe one of 2 things. And this is the second charge you're going to have to answer up to, Cass. And this is the more serious one. The allegation you have to answer up to is, did you not know PlayStation support PC like that? Because if you didn't know, then I can understand why you created this stipulation. You simply did not know about the logon requirement and you get trophies. So by right, me playing a PlayStation game via Steam on PC, I will lose the bet. And you create this stipulation simply because you didn't really know. Like, oh wow, Puerto Rico, I didn't know you could get trophies and log on online via the PlayStation, via the overlay on PC. My bad, I didn't know. So that could be one choice. And if that's the case, then I suggest you simmer down on going at people if you fully don't know what's going on. Especially since you're all about PC, learn a little bit more about it, right? But that's fine. You not knowing is cool. But if you did know, that's a problem. Now, your character's in question because I consider that being a thief. You're a thief, and you try to set me up. If you knew that PlayStation has a logon, and you know what? I could have went on Twitter because when the whole PSN logon fiasco with Helldivers came up, I could go on Twitter right now and look through your history and see if you talked about it. And if you talked about it and you made any mention about, oh, we're not going to be forced to log on, that means you knew. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to let you explain yourself. Because if you knew that there's a logon requirement, that means you try to set me up. You knew that if I didn't catch that, if I would have just said quickly, yes, I agreed. And you're like, yeah, baby, I'm going to screw over Porterac because the moment he plays a PlayStation game on PC, I win. That's BS, Cass. That's straight up thief. But you need to explain that. I'm going to assume you just didn't really know that stipulation and you don't know much about the PSN login and the trophy support that PlayStation provides on PC. And you just didn't really know. You really didn't really know the impact of that stipulation. But if you did, and you try to set me up, that's some BS, girl. Your character, you need to fix yourself in real life. Because that's some BS. I don't know the type of person you are, so I'm going to assume you just didn't know. And you weren't really trying to set me up. For the okie doke. But you need to answer up on that. You need to let the community know. You need to let me know. Porterac, my bad. I honestly was not going to set you up. I didn't realize the integration. I didn't realize that, yeah, you're going to lose a bet for playing on PC. That doesn't even make sense. And you explain, my bad. You explain that you just didn't know. And if you didn't know, I suggest you start doing more research before you start going at people talking this talk. Like, do some research, man. Put some effort. The ignorance excuse is perfectly fine. But if you knew that PlayStation has logon, which would mean by me logging on, I would appear online. And by playing the game on PC, I will unlock trophies. And because of that, I lose the bet. That's just straight up being a thief. That's how I see it. That's just being a thief through and through. That's just being a thief. And you just, your grifting has led to this type of character. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's the whole story. And now Cass has 2 allegations, 2 charges levied on her that gotta answer up, girl. What does Nintendo have to do with this bet? Or any other product not made by PlayStation Sony, which I think is the easier one. It wouldn't make sense, but the fourth one's the more serious one. Did you try to be a thief? Did you try to be slick? Or you just didn't realize what you were attempting to do? Is it ignorance? Or are you a thief? Sorry, girl. This is why I didn't do a video content. I left it alone, just leave it on Twitter. But since you escalated it, now everything's out in the open. And like I said, like you said, I can't stop the grift. But like I said, I can expose the truth. And now that the truth is exposed, you got to answer up. Because your character now is in question. It ain't me. I didn't do this. You did this. Take responsibility for your own actions. It's Porterac77. You guys enjoyed the rest of your Sunday. And we'll see. We'll see what she does. She might just ignore this and let it blow over. But from this point forward, I'm going to have to look at you sideways. Because, again, this is just weird. Straight setup. That's a fine print from hell. Talk about the devil is in the details type scenario. That's some crazy shit. And I saw that a mile away. But again, I think you didn't realize what you did with number 4. I hope. Because again, if you knew and you purposely put in there because you knew that that's your catch-all, that's being a thief, girl. I don't think you realize that, but that's being a slick thief. Anyway, I'm out of here. You guys take care. See you Monday. The podcast is Monday. 8 p.m. Eastern, half hour earlier. to kick off the end of the year. You guys take care. Peace.
Grand opening, grand closing.